Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PACAC Keystone Virtual College Exploration. We're excited to be able to give you a presentation on York College of Pennsylvania. In just a moment, I'm going to hand it over to our facilitators. But before I do, I wanted to share my screen with just a couple of notes for our attendees. So welcome to the Virtual College Exploration. If you would like to ask a question, that's great. Please use the Q&A feature rather than the chat feature. Also, please realize that your attendees, your camera and microphones will be off, but the presenters will be able to check that Q&A feature and take your questions and answer them there. I also hope you will sign up for more sessions because there are a lot of great ones coming up. And also, if you would like to review a recording of this particular session, it will be accessible through www.pacac.org/virtual. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to hand things over to Megan. So Megan and Molly, thank you very much for presenting today. Enjoy the session, folks.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Like she said, my name is Megan Cintron. I am one of the admission counselors here at York College. I work with students in Pennsylvania and Maryland and a few other states. And with me today, I have Molly Corey, who is also an admissions counselor at York College working with students in Pennsylvania. And she is going to be hosting the Q&A section. So if you have any questions at any time during my presentation, please pop them in there and Molly will hook you up with an answer. And then at the end, we'll have another Q&A, like live session. If you have any other questions, she'll be checking that box. So thank you, Molly. I'm going to put up my presentation and share my screen with you all. Alrighty, so I like to just kick things off with what kind of student are we looking for in the admissions office here at York College of Pennsylvania? Are you a student who's interested in a smaller class size with being able to make personal relationships and connections with your professors and your classmates? Or are you more of a student who's interested in the ginormous lecture halls with a ton of students surrounding you? If you prefer the first option, York College might be a good fit for you. We do really focus on personalized educational experiences. We do look for students who want to get involved on campus. We have tons of different clubs, activities, things to get involved in, which I'll get to later in the presentation, but definitely students who want to get involved, whether that has to do with your major and your studies or joining an organization on campus. Students who want to feel confident that they'll land a job and start a career. Of course, that's why you're in college. You want to be successful with your future career plans after college, right? So we're looking for a student who has that motivation and determination to find great opportunities after college, of course, with the help from the resources at York. And what a great value. So we are a private college. So the value of a private college education, but you'll notice later in my presentation, our price is a little bit more comparable to that of a public institution. So the value of a private education with a more modest price tag. Just to give you some general information about the college, we have about 4,000 students. So not too big, not too small. Our students have said that we are right in the sweet spot when it comes to size. So you're passing 4,000 people on a daily basis, which is a lot of people within a small campus community. But at the same time, our average class size is only 19 students. So you really get that personalized attention where you can get to know your professor, get to know your classmates, like I said in the previous slide. We have over 70 different majors and minors to choose from, so pretty much whatever you want to study and pursue, we will most likely be able to accommodate that. I would say the majors that stand out the most to me, now we do have 70 and they're all fabulous, but the ones that I see tending to be the most popular application-wise would be business, engineering, nursing, criminal justice, and education. So if those are something that you're really interested in, York may be a really good fit for you, but if you're interested in something off of that list, definitely still check us out because as you can see on the screen here, there's 70 majors, so they're all fantastic programs. 182 full-time faculty. That just means that our professors are here for the students full-time. So you might in college only have class on Tuesdays and Thursdays for an hour and a half. But what if you need help or guidance or just want to chat with your professor outside of those 3 hours in the week? They will be available for you outside of classroom time in what they call office hours. So our professors all have offices across campus and are available to our students in and out of the classroom. Being full-time also means that they teach all of their classes. So we don't have any teaching assistants. You might be familiar with that term. It's a little more popular in larger institutions. But our professors are all teaching all of their classes. So you have that confidence knowing that you are getting the most out of your education being taught by the professor every time. Where are we located? So if you are not quite familiar with York, Pennsylvania, you can see on this little map here, there's a star where York is. So we're not far from Harrisburg, which has that's a great city with opportunities for internships, jobs. And then if you look around on this map of other places that are highlighted around York, there's a lot right around us, all within 4 hours max. So there's a lot of cool places you can get to just for the pleasure of traveling, or if you're looking for jobs or internships in any of these areas. Here I have a map of the campus for you. So if you have not been to our college, we have a main area of campus, which you'll notice right in the middle of the page. So you see kind of a cluster of buildings directly in the middle of the screen. And then you notice some green trees. And then farther down, there are more buildings, and farther back, there are more buildings. Our campus does extend a few blocks to the west and the north to accommodate our nursing facility, our engineering facilities, more residence halls, and our athletic center, our Grumbacher Sport and Fitness Center, which is where our gym is, our field house, all of the fields for our athletic programs. So we definitely have some space here at York to work with, and it's a great little campus to be living on. When it comes to living on campus, we do guarantee housing all 4 years. So that does not mean that you are stuck in a traditional residence hall all 4 years. You do get to live in a traditional residence hall your freshman year. So that would be 2 students to 1 room, and then a shared bathroom at the end of the hallway. Very traditional style. And then as soon as your sophomore year, you get to kind of move up in the world to any of our other options that you see on the screen. So we do have apartments, suite style residence halls, houses, and townhouse complexes that our students can choose to live in. So you get the feeling of living off campus, but you still have the comfort and safety of knowing that it's still owned by the college. So that is an awesome opportunity for our students to have some variety in where they want to live, but it's all still campus oriented. We do allow vehicles. So if you have been thinking about bringing a car to campus, you absolutely can. You just need to obtain a parking permit, which is $50 per semester or $100 for the year. If you add them together, because there are 2 semesters. So you can absolutely have a car, plenty of parking for everyone, but if you are not thinking about bringing a car, or you haven't talked to your parents about it yet, you'll also be totally fine on our campus without a vehicle. We do have a shuttle that drives around the campus that students have access to all the time, but also everything's totally walkable. You can get across our campus in under 10 minutes, no matter what direction you're going in. But sometimes it's like snowing or raining, or we just don't feel like walking that day. So we can hop on the shuttle and ride around. So whatever you want to do vehicle-wise, we do have accommodations for you. Campus safety, I would say that this is a pretty safe location. I myself grew up in York, Pennsylvania. I have been here my whole life, and I've always had great experiences living in this area. Our campus is beautiful. It's always 100% of the time patrolled by campus safety officers. We do have a few proactive measures in place for our student safety. So we have an app that students can stay connected with campus safety through. We have around our campus what we call blue light boxes. So if at any time a student is feeling uncomfortable for whatever reason, they can push the blue button and it alerts campus safety, and they have an average response time of 90 seconds to get to the student in need. Campus safety will escort students across campus like late at night if they are interested in having that. So it's definitely a safe area. We're also located in quite a vivacious town. So the county of York is a pretty big place. We have roughly 18 different school districts in this county. So it's not like our college is just dropped off in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot going on around us, which is nice because all of the different towns have their own police forces, just like we have our campus safety. So we're really always well taken care of, whether it's off campus, on campus. Definitely a great area for our students. Talking about our direct location towards like the front of our school, we have a more suburban style area, so there's plenty to do on campus, but there's also a lot to do off campus. So your stereotypical suburban, like we have movie theaters, bowling alleys, mini golf, Chipotle, Chili's, great chain restaurants. And then behind the school, we have the city of York. So that has more local restaurants. Like if I were to have dinner with my parents, we would find a local restaurant downtown, which is, they're always delicious. There's local like art galleries, live music, boutique shops, coffee shops, lots of really cool stuff going on downtown. So it's definitely a safe area, a great area to live, which is something to think about when you're choosing a college, because you are going to be living in that area for the next at least 4 years. So it's good to know what's going on around the college. Okay, so finding success at York College, we want our students to be successful, obviously. We are a private institution. We are here to help our students in any way we can, starting from the application process with your admissions counselors, all the way through finding academic advisors and faculty advisors and people that will help our students schedule their classes. So the summer before your freshman year at York College, you are to create your class schedule for the upcoming semester, which can be really overwhelming because if you just look at all the different classes we have to offer and then try to figure out how that pairs with your major and how to line things up before you graduate, it can be overwhelming. So we do have a whole staff of academic advisors here to help the students navigate through that whole process and make sure that they have everything lined up to succeed in the course of their majors. And then once the students have started here at York, you get paired with a faculty advisor. So that is a professor in your major who knows all the ins and outs of the major and can still help you figure out your schedule and anything else that you may need help with in regard to your classes and doing well and seeking out help in any way if you need that assistance. Academic Support Center, we have tutoring services, we have a writing center, so if you have a like essay that you want to have peer reviewed before you turn it in, you can have that done at our writing center. Or the tutoring center, it's totally free to use these services, but if you wanted to be a tutor, a peer tutor, it would be a paid position for you. So that's a great option to start thinking about if you've been wondering about campus jobs at all. We have a plethora of those. The student accessibility services, we have opportunities for students who may need accessibility services. So any student, it's a common misconception that when students leave high school and go into college, their accommodations end. So whether that's extra time on tests or a 504 plan, IEP plan, any of the above, we will gladly accommodate here at York. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then that does not pertain to you. But students who do know what I'm talking about, hopefully you find comfort in hearing that. Counseling and health services. We have on campus what I like to think of as like a Med Express, if you're familiar with like a quick doctor trip. So if you're too far from home and you come down with an illness or something's wrong and you need to see a doctor or a nurse, we have them available for students right here on campus. As part of being our community, you get to use these services. So we do have a staff of doctors, nurses, and counselors that are here to take care of our students and make sure that they get whatever medical attention they may need. All right, kind of changing gears here now to back to our majors and how every major has an internship. So there's some sort of hands-on component to every program that we have here at York. We just find a lot of value in our students getting off campus and getting to know the industry that they are studying so hard to hopefully obtain a job in once they graduate. So internships are valuable for so many different reasons. The students can start networking with professionals in the field they want to head into. They start getting real world experience, which is something that employers will look for when students are graduating and trying to get a job. And then sometimes we do have students come back from their internship and say, uh-oh, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I don't think I want to do this for the rest of my life. So then it's up to the college to help the students kind of change direction. So it's good to figure that out before they graduate and find the job. So there's a lot of value in the internships, and the students all have the opportunity to do one no matter what their major is. Most commonly, it's well known that like nursing students will have their clinicals and education students will have their student teaching. But I just like to emphasize that all of our majors will have some sort of internship. We do offer a robust study abroad program. Currently, none of our students are studying abroad. I'm sure you can understand why, and that there are definitely travel restrictions and concerns with students going country to country at this present time. But during normal times in the world, as recent as last year, we have students go to all sorts of different places all around the world every semester. So whether it's a repeating place that we have connections with a college abroad that students can find a relationship with, and not me, but we do have a study abroad office who will help the students get to where they need to go and make sure that it's a seamless process for them to study abroad. They will make that happen. Students who want to study abroad but maybe can't commit to the whole semester or aren't quite comfortable with committing to the whole semester, we do have shorter term opportunities too. So it's definitely something to look into if you've always known, oh my goodness, I'm gonna study abroad when I'm in college. Know that you can at York, or maybe you haven't quite thought about it, but now it might be in the back of your mind. So we do have that available for our students. Talking about the internships, this here is a collage of different places our students have found internships and even landed jobs after graduation. So as you look around the screen, there might be some places that you don't quite recognize. Those might be more local to York, Pennsylvania. Obviously, like Disney is not in York, Pennsylvania, unfortunately, but we have had students find internships and get jobs there after graduation. So it's cool to show you guys this collage and put in the back of your minds where we have a network of York College students, because that can be really helpful when finding a job after graduation. And it also is just cool to see what your opportunities might look like while you're a student. When it comes time to find these internships and jobs, it can be a little overwhelming with the interview process, creating a resume, just preparing to be that young professional that you will be studying to be. So we have a career development center here to help our students be best prepared to stand out against competitors when applying to jobs and internships. So if you're anything like me, when I was a senior in high school, I worked at a pizza shop, and all that entailed was like I showed up with yoga pants on, and they're like, hey, can you work on Sundays and Mondays? And I was like, sure. And they're like, great, you have a job. So that was my only experience with interviewing. So when I got to college, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to find an internship, and I am like not at all prepared with what kind of questions am I going to need to answer? I heard they ask about your strengths and your weaknesses. How am I supposed to just say like what my weaknesses are without making myself look bad? Like things like this that I had not even thought of yet. Maybe you're ahead of me in this process and you have been thinking about these things, but maybe you're in the same boat that I was. So our Career Development Center is here to help our students be best prepared. So they will review your resume with you. They'll host a mock interview so that you can practice some of the questions and already have answers in your head for when your actual interview comes up for a job. Really just making sure that our students feel confident and proud of how professional that they can be and all that they've studied and prepared for these interviews and these internships and these jobs. Not everybody chooses to find a job right after graduation. A lot of our students will choose to further their studies. So again, back to me, when I was in high school, I was not at all thinking about graduate school. I was just thinking, okay, I go to college, I get my bachelor's degree, and then I find a job. Which is fine, and it really just depends on your path and what you want out of your educational future. But a lot of students will choose to, instead of finding a job right after graduation, they'll choose to further their studies and obtain a master's degree. So here I have a collage of different colleges that we have had students continue their education at after obtaining their bachelor degree at York. So there's a lot of different places here. There's med schools, law schools. Students have just like furthered their business degree or whatever it is. The Career Development Center that I was just referencing can help with this whole process as well, because this, of course, also comes with an application process, sometimes an interview process. So the Career Development Center will really help you with whatever it is that you want to do after graduation. You're not just another student here at York. There will be a lot of resources available that will know you as a person and help you achieve your professional future goals. You will notice on that collage, if you did not, York College was on that collage. So here I have a list of the graduate programs that York offers. So it's good to know that if you wanted to continue your education to obtain your master's degree after coming to York for your bachelor degree, you can absolutely do that. You might not even be thinking about it at all right now. I wasn't when I was in your shoes, but it is something good to check out along the journey. When it comes to campus life and our culture around campus, as I mentioned at the beginning, we're looking for students who are going to want to get involved and be part of our vivacious campus community. So we have over 100 different events per semester. So that could be anything from, we host a spring concert each year. We have different competitions around campus. We have different games. We have, there was one year that they set off hot air balloons from our main green area on campus. There's a lot going on here, a lot of opportunities for students to get out of their dorm rooms, get to know other students, and really feel like they have a place here at York, really feel like they fit in and find things to do. Like I said earlier, when you choose a college, that's going to be the place that you're living for the next few years. So you want to be able to feel connected to the community. We have different clubs and organizations for students to get involved in. So whether that is a club relevant to your major, whether that's a special interest club, Greek life, athletics, lots of different opportunities for our students to get involved and have fun and really feel like they are part of the campus community. It is something that we are so passionate about here at York, that we are the Spartan community. We want everyone to find their fit here at York and enjoy their experience. We are Division III varsity athletics. So if any of you guys are athletes, definitely encourage you to connect with our coaching staff. You can find their information on our website if you just go to ycp.edu, and then there will be a tab for athletics. It'll redirect you to their website, and you can get all the information you need to know about our athletic programs. There's also a recruit form that you can fill out online, so that helps the coaches understand more about you as an athlete. We're pretty serious about our athletic programs here at York College. A lot of school spirit. Our school color is green, so it's very exciting to see crowds of students supporting their student athletes. And we have a lot of school spirit. It's definitely a fun place to be involved when it comes to athletics. I want to talk to you guys about the investment that is a college education. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we are a private institution. So that being said, the tuition is the same for any students coming from any state. So here I have the numbers clearly broken down for you with our tuition and fees, as well as our housing and meal plan. That would be the room and board. And then you find our grand total of $33,590. The average private school in this area can be double that, if not more. So you definitely have quite a gem here with the price of a York education. We do offer merit scholarships, so that's just based on your grades and your transcript and how you've been doing in high school. So we'll look at the classes you're taking. Are you taking any honors, AP courses? Do you have a weighted GPA? Anything like that will calculate into the merit-based scholarship, which is renewed annually. So you can get up to $10,000 off per year just based on how well you've done in high school. And that happens automatically. You don't have to do anything extra to be eligible for a merit scholarship. You just have to get accepted to the college. So that's where it all begins, the merit scholarship. So right off the bat, you can have some money taken off of our grand total. Next, we have scholarships right on our website, so I definitely encourage students to check those out. We also work with the FAFSA, so highly encourage you as you with your family to file that online because that can help you find some extra funding, and it helps us create a personal financial award letter to every single student who is accepted to York. We're here to help you make it as affordable as possible. So if you guys have any questions about that, a lot of questions usually come up about this, so we can talk more about this at the end, or you're welcome to drop them in the Q&A box. Applying to York College, so this is exciting. We do not have an application fee, and we have recently decided to go test optional for this upcoming year because we understand a lot of students have had trouble getting into SAT testing with everything going on with COVID. And even if a SAT test comes available and is not canceled, a lot of students want to get into it. So it's been very difficult, and we are, of course, not holding that against our students when it comes to applying. So we just require that students apply online with either our application on our website or the Common App. We also have paper applications that we can send in the mail. So if that's something that you would want to request, just let us know. We have an early decision application, which is binding. So that just means your heart and soul is set on York College. It's very popular with athletes who have already committed to an athletic program, because if they've committed to be an athlete here, that means they're probably coming to York. But it is binding, saying that if I'm accepted, I'm absolutely coming to York. If you are a student who is contemplating and thinking about a bunch of different schools, regular decision might be the better option for you. That is rolling, so that means you can apply anytime during your senior year. I don't recommend waiting until the very end of your senior year, because that can make things a little bit more stressful, because there's more of a time crunch with getting everything together for the start of your freshman year of college. But we do not technically have a deadline, so it's up to you when you want to get going on that. If you are submitting an SAT score, you can submit the SAT score, an official high school transcript, and your online application and call it a day. If you do not have SAT scores, you'll want to turn your attention to the required materials section of this slide. So we do need 2 letters of recommendation and an essay from our students who are applying test optional. The only thing that we absolutely need from everybody, no matter which route you're taking, is your official high school transcript. So it's either official high school transcript and SAT or ACT scores, or official high school transcript and 2 letters of recommendation and an essay. Again, if you have any questions about that, feel free to drop them in the question and answer section, and we can absolutely answer those questions for you. We definitely want everybody to visit York College in some capacity. So whether that's coming to a virtual event or coming for a campus tour, we are hosting in-person tours. Our students are here on campus this semester. So that's been really exciting. But definitely the way to learn more information about York is coming to an open house, even if it's one of the virtual options that you see here on the screen. So check your calendars, see if it's something that you'd be able to log into with your family or your friends just to get more information and see if York might be a good fit for you as a student. Lots of different options. You can find all of this info on our website. You can register through our website or by contacting your designated admission counselor, which is the person that will help you through the whole admission process. Thank you all for your attention and for being here to listen to our presentation all about York College. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I hope things are going well in the chat box with Molly. Otherwise, are there any questions that I can answer live?
Okay, any attendees out there have a few last questions to shoot towards York? All righty then. Well, thank you very much. I'm going to share my screen with just a few closing announcements. And so thank you everybody for joining us. We hope you got a lot of information out. I know for me, I was thinking all over again about resumes, and boy, the career development just sounds phenomenal. I think I probably could have used it. But I do encourage everybody, if you would not mind, at the close of this, there will be a quick survey for you to complete. And please do sign up for more sessions. And yes, a recording will be available of this particular session at www.pacac.org/virtual. I'm going to stop sharing, but I think I saw a question pop up. So I want to make sure you guys get an opportunity to answer that.
I was muted. Okay. So the question was asking how diverse the college is. In my opinion, we have quite a diverse campus in a lot of different regards. So we have students coming from different cultural backgrounds, different countries. We have students studying here from different religious preferences and backgrounds. We have accommodations for all different students as well. So with all the religious backgrounds, we do have a Hillel, we have a chapel, we have different student organizations that students can become part of to really feel right back at home with their specific community. So there's definitely a lot of opportunities for students of any background to feel comfortable and safe here at York.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Megan. That was fantastic. Hopefully folks can get out there and visit. Hopefully this COVID situation will work itself out shortly, but I thank you very much for your time today. And attendees, if you want to check out the recording to refresh your memory, again, you can go right back where you registered in the first place. All right, everybody, have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you again. Take care. Bye-bye.